Hello everyone. In this lab, I will try to do some experimentation with Python programming. So the goal is actually to cover some of the fundamental operations that is implemented using Python. For example, arithmetic operation, conditional if statement or while statement, how we work with different types of data, and also I'm gonna continue talking about in the next episode about how can we read CSV file or Excel file from the data, how we can manipulate rows and columns using Panda and so on. So first of all, I would like to start with some basic mathematical operations for Python. This will include like simple addition and operations, subtraction, division, and so on, along with some definition for Boolean algebra, some functions and string. So let's start. So assume I am defining a variable. So normally in Python we need to define some variable so we can utilize the variable is places in memory that can be utilized for saving parameters or values. So let's say a equal 10 is variables and b equals 5 is another variable, b equals 5. Okay, and now I would like to get the sum of these two numbers, so I will call it sum equals a plus b, and then we can say difference equals a minus b, and we can define product equals a times b. So these are some of the operators that's available in Python, and then division equals a divided by b, and so on. Now, if I would like to display this, I will use the command print. Command print is one of the very useful command that we utilize. As you can see, I used double quotes. It's more safer to use double quote, like it helps if you have a single quote inside the sum, so that might be a problem. So I will try to again write print difference and then we write comma difference. Let's make this capital letter. Okay, and we might want you to leave a space to make it looks nicer, and then we can say also print and then product space and then comma, and then we put the product, the variable product, and then we can write print division, and then we have a space, and then we write the division and make this capital. All right, now if we execute this code, what's going to happen is I should get at the output the result of the subtraction, difference, product, and so on. Let's execute this code on Colab. Okay, so we get the sum, the difference, the product, and the result of the division. So these are some of the simple operations that can be done. Of course, there are many other types of operation that can be utilized, and there is a tips I would like to include also. For example, if you would like to print various elements with different types, so if I can say print, so the sum of the two numbers, for example, then I can write here a comma b, and then say is, and then something like this. So that will allow me to include integer sum. Actually, this is not capital, this is small, that's why I get some comment. So then now if I run this, we will get this. So this, if you include f in the print command, that will allow you to include integer or float inside the quotes, and then it will be defined very easily. That's a very good thing in Python. Okay, Of course, there are many other operations like in division. Also, if you would like to write, for example, x equals a double backslash b, now here you're gonna get the remainder, and then you say print x, so you get 2. Of course, this is 10 and 5. Now if I change the values, let's say I would like to get the result of 13 divided by 2. Now see what will be the result in this case. This is x, so that will give me 6, which is a solid number. And maybe if I would like to say y equals 13 percentage 2, and then say print y, this will should give me the remainder, which is 1 in this case. So 13 divided by 2 is 6, and the remainder will be 1 in this case. Now if we move to Boolean variables and so on, so in Boolean variables actually we would like to define some parameters as Boolean. So in Boolean actually you can compare two numbers, like if they are bigger than each other or equal each other or does not equal to each other. That's something we can do. Now by the way, if I say x again equal 10, something like that, now this will override the value for x, and y equal 5. Okay, that will override the value of 5. Now I would like to define something called is greater equal is x greater than y. This is like a definition for a boolean. So is that true or not? And then I can say is equal, enter, and I can say is equal if I would like to compare the two. So now when you say equal, it's not just one equal, it's two equal. So this will produce a Boolean operation. Okay, and then I can say is not equal. Okay, then this is equal x, and this is the not equal sign y. Okay, and I would like to check that, and by printing the result of the operation. So I can say print and then double quote, and they say is x greater than y. This is a question, and then quote, and then write is greater, like this, and then print quotes is x equal y. Now again, and then put the is equal to see the result, and the result here should be a kind of like true or false. Okay, and then next print is x not equal to y, and then we say is not equal, control C, control V, and let's execute this and see what's gonna happen. Yes, is x greater than y? That's true, because x is 10 and y is 5. Is x equal to y? That's false. Is x not equal to y? That's true. All right, so now let's move to another operation for the variable assignment. Now I would like here actually to utilize a string definition. Okay, so I would like to define string names. So I'm gonna call name equal, for example, my name, Ala, and then I would like to say print, let's say age, let's say age equal 55, and then is professor, this will equal true. Okay, now so I can define here, as you can see, I can define Boolean value. I can define Boolean value, true or false. All right, now I can say print, and if I would like to do the F, and then I can say name, which is Ala in this case, is is uh, uh, let me see if I would like Ala is age. Ala age is 55, so I would like to put age, and he is a professor is, so I can say is it true or false, just in case. I mean, like, now if I would like to run this, maybe it's a good idea if I take this to another cell, Control X, and create another code, and then execute this. Ala's age is 55. He is a professor. Is true. You know, that's something. Now, one more thing that we might want to utilize is defining a function. Function is what? Function is a description for a procedure that can be called anytime we like, and this calling allow us to utilize many variables that can be passed to the function. Some function really might not have a passing parameter. Some function could have a passing parameter. Some function could have a return parameter. Okay, so let's now define something like a simple function, which the function is greeting function, and this function basically will accept the name of a person, and then it will return hello and the person name, and that's it. We can also define a function that accepts two numbers and do the addition of the two numbers. So if we would like to do that, we say define and then greet, and then say define the name. So this will be best. When I press enter, I need to also have a tab. So that tab is very important because it helps us to this is a part of the Python. Then this function will return hello, comma, and then plus name, as we do in Python, plus, and examination. Okay. Now, if I would like to execute this function, I can go here and say uh, great, and then enter pass here a value for Ala, and then see if we can execute this. Oh, we forgot something. We forgot the to call. Okay, here we go. Hello Ala. Okay, that's a very simple definition for that function. Or I can here do the following. Say input. I'm gonna talk about the input here. Maybe I can say my name, and then say here input, enter your name, and then pass here my name, because input also I mean it is a function itself, accept. So, and then write this enter name, and then I can say Ala, and then hello hello my name. I should here put my name without quote. That's a very important thing, without quote. And if we execute this one more time here, hello Ala. Okay, so that's a very simple function you can call. Let's do another function, which is a function that we can call define, and we can call it add numbers, and then I'm gonna pass to this function a and b. This is of course a local variable. It's not a global variable, so the function does not see this inside the function itself. And then I can say return a plus b. Okay, now here I can say let's say a equals, and then I say input. By the way, there is something very important here. Enter first number. I want to discuss this here. I will do it maybe first time. It might give me an error, and I would like to tell you about this error. Enter second number. Okay, and then I'm gonna call the function itself, which is add numbers A and B. All right, and I would like to call this return to a variable, let's say addition value, and then I'm gonna print this addition value. Like here, I'm gonna say print the result of addition 4. Then I can write A like this, sorry, A like this, comma, B like this, and is, and then put here addition value. Now there is a problem that I would like to execute this code and show it to you. Now first I'm gonna enter yeah, again I forgot the column. Okay, that's very important that we keep making this mistake. Now let's say 2 and 3. See what is the result here? It's a 23. Of course it's wrong. The reason for that is these variables A and B are here entered uh, 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 as a string, not as integer. So that's a problem. In order to avoid this problem, we have to define here that this input is an integer. You know, we have integer, we have float, we have string. Okay, if I do that here, okay, then I execute the code one more time. So if I say 2 and 3, now the result is 5. So that's very important. Now let me take a copy from this code and do something else that might explain another thing. Now instead of having int, I can have a float. But if we try eval, okay, eval actually is a function. Now I can say enter, let's say 2.34 and 5.67. Now what is the result? The result is 8.01. So the eval function actually allow you to enter either you know, like float or integer. So that should not be a big deal or a big problem while you're executing. Let's do it again with another two numbers. Let's say minus 0.45 and let's say 10, and then the result is like this. So this is the result of addition of minus 4.5 and 10, it's 5.5. Right? I hope this information is useful. Now, if we would like to work with a string, string is one of the very important operations or important attributes or variable type that we utilize in doing many things. Now, let's say I would like to define something called, I'm going to call it a message. And I'm going to call this message hello world. Okay. Now, if I would like to know the length of this message, so calculating the number of words in that message, we can call this length as a variable, and then we use len and then message. This will allow us to calculate the number of uh, characters in the message. Now also we can display this message as an uppercase or as a lowercase. So I can say upper case, and then I can say equal message dot upper. Okay, we got it here. This is a function. And I can say lower case also to see the output. So I say message dot lower. This is a function that we can utilize. We can also extract some substrings from this message. So I can say substring, which is like you can pick up some element message, and maybe you can say I would like to get the value of from, let's say, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. If I would like to get the word world, 7 to 12. Okay, now all what I have to do is just to print. So I would like to print and I'm gonna say original message, okay, space, and I'm gonna call this message, okay, and then I can say print the length is, and then I can put length, okay, and then I can say uh, print upper case, and I'll just get this uppercase, and then I can print lower case, and then I get the lowercase. Okay. Also, if I would like to print the strings here, I can say print part of the message is, and I can print here the substring. Let's see, let's execute this program and see what is out in this case. Here we go. So the original message was hello world. The message length is 12 characters. This of course includes the space, and the uppercase is hello world, the lowercase is hello world, and the part of the message which is world in this case. So that's also another way of calling. As you can see now, this 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, okay, and then W, because we start counting from 0, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, and W is a character number 7. So also I would like to mention the operation for the input. As we saw before, it's very simple operation. As I said, if you say name uh, and you call name input, and I say int, I'm sorry, stop here because I moved to the next one. I say enter. Yeah, I can do something, by the way, it might be nice. Enter the last name, comma, first name. Okay, and I can do the following. Here I can put this last, comma, first, and then I can say print. If I would like to print and say last, comma, first. It might be a good idea if I printed this F as like this, and first like this. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Now I can say shita, comma, ala, and then enter. Now I have some problem here in the printing command. Let's see what is the problem. Alright, so the input function actually does not allow us to accept two variables. So what I'm gonna do is gonna be the following. I'm gonna copy this line here and paste this one. So this will be last. I will collect the last name first, and then first name. I will call this last. Okay, and then I'm gonna execute this. Then I will enter the last name and then enter the first name, and here we go. So we got the first and last name. So you have to realize that the input function does not allow actually to accept more than one input. Now we can again accept numeric values if you would like to accept numeric. Let me put this example here. This is a very simple example. So the age is integer, and as we did before, and can say you will be the age, which is the input, plus 1 year next year. So if I say 55, then I have the next year will be 56. Okay, so this is I mean the input. It really has many examples. I prepared some examples. I don't want to spend that much time on it because we have done something like this before. So here is another example. If I would like to enter a float, as we said, we can use integer or float or eval. And here I'm calculating the sum of two numbers, so I can say 12 plus 14, that will give us the sum as 24. String concatenation, this is another thing as I just did actually. Let's say I'm having entering like city, so I say enter the city and then enter the country, and then I say location is equivalent. This is I'm defining a new string which will have the city plus comma plus the country, and then I'm gonna print the location. So you can concatenate a number of strings together and then print it. So here I'm gonna say city is New Haven, and then country is USA, for example, and then I'm gonna get the output as you are in New Haven, yes, and so on. For the multiple input, actually, you have to use some command here. Is called split. So I have to, let's say I would like to enter, as I did before, name and then age. Let's say I would like to collect both of them. So I should say input, let's say enter your name and age, and then I will add the following separated by comma or space or by space, whatever you like, and then I will leave a space like this, and then I need to write here dot split. This is a function that will allow you to enter two variables with the input command, and then I can say print. Again, I can say my, let's do the following, if my name is, and then put name, and my age is, and then put age. All right, so if you would like to utilize uh, input for multiple input, you need to use the split function. So if I do that, I can say my name is Ala, and then my age is 55, so that will print the output as I want. Okay, so that's an answer for the question that we just had. Okay, now we're gonna move to the next episode just in a few minutes.